gamer.
The MVP award is given each year to the player most valuable to his team's success. Some years there was no doubt who deserved it. Other times you literally could have flipped a coin and been cool with the results. And then there are those who you assume deserved it, but it wasn't meant to be. So with this video, we'll go over our top 5 NBA MVP snubs. And I was gonna do all time, but I'm not that old, so we'll just do the last 17 years. Alright? Let's get to it. Coming in at number 5 is Tim Duncan winning over Jason Kidd. Let me take you back to 2001. Kwame Brown was just picked number 1 and was ready to lead the Wizards to all the NBA titles. This will also be the last season NBA on NBC was a thing. And the Nets made a small trade sending Stephon Marbury to the Phoenix Suns for Jason Kidd. The Suns were coming off a 51-win season, while the Nets were hit with injuries to rookie Kenyon Martin and Kerry Kittles was out for the year. They weren't exactly a winning franchise up to that point anyways, as the Nets had never even won 50 games in the season yet, or made the conference finals. But as soon as Kidd hit the scene, New Jersey ends up with the best record in the Eastern Conference and the NBA Finals appearance, while the Marbury-led Suns dropped to 36-46. The vote in that year gave the award to Tim Duncan, while Kidd wasn't completely ignored for the work he did as he came in second, receiving 45 first-place votes to Duncan's 57. What's in Duncan's corner was his momentum to win was building as he came in second the year before to Iverson, and he built on it when receiving All-NBA and Defensive First Team nods. But so did Kidd as well. And Kidd's impact morphed the Nets into the best defense by defensive rating in the league that year, after having the second best with the Suns the year before, while being a nightly triple-double threat. Looking back, it's kind of crazy the run the Kidd-led Nets had, making the finals back-to-back years, with that 2001 season starting it off. At number 4 is Russell Westbrook winning it over James Harden. Last season, the debate was intense on who should win MVP, Harden or Westbrook. Russ ended up averaging the first triple-double in forever, while Harden only put up 29, 11, and 8. If you've seen my video last year on who should win MVP between these two, you already know my thoughts. It seemed like the fact that he averaged a triple-double was like a trump card against a guy who was only 2 rebounds away from averaging 1 himself, on better efficiency and while winning more games. Now it's funny, while rebounds was the thing that kept Harden from also making history, I remember seeing this video last year, and I'll just say Russ better be paying Steven Adams dinner nightly, with the kind of assists he's giving Russ here to stat pad his board numbers. I mean, look at this. Even 2K think the homie Adams can't defensive rebound because of this man. How I think Westbrook ultimately won it though was that Denver game where he set the triple-double record while hitting the buzzer beater. Harden really had no chance after that. Everybody was rooting for Russ after KD left him, and not that many people, or definitely less people than Russ, like Harden's game to begin with all the arm scoops flailing and stuff. He's a clear favorite to win the award this year, but as I check ESPN, Russ is 0.3 rebounds from averaging another triple-double, so you never know if voters will do Harden dirty again. Coming in at number 3 is LeBron James losing to Derrick Rose. The Chicago Bulls shocked the world that year behind elite defense and a generational athlete in Derrick Rose shouldering the scoring load. That formula got the Bulls the best record in the NBA and Derrick Rose an MVP award. Similar to how the Sixers claimed the East top spot and Iverson the MVP award in the 2000-2001 season. Rose made the jump to one of the best players in the league, opposed to LeBron, who was par for the course coming off 2 straight MVPs. But you must remember around this time the decision really soured a bunch of people on Bron. You can't tell me that didn't factor into the voting. This blemish ended up preventing LeBron from winning 5 straight MVPs, so you can't even say having Wade and Bosh on his team was the reason he didn't win it. What's even more shocking was the vote wasn't close and LeBron ended up 3rd. I'll just say that he didn't make 4 straight finals because of Chris Bosh, I'll tell you that. At number 2 is Chris Paul losing to Kobe Bryant. 2007 was peak of the Western Conference dominance. Every West playoff team had 50 or more wins and the Warriors missed it at 48. You Warriors fans though have gotten over that after the 2nd title, I'm sure. This is also peak Chris Paul way before he transformed into a straight jump shooter. 21 points per game, 11.6 assists, 2.7 steals. Athletic Paul was dunking on Dwight Howard and stuff, man. He led the Hornets to a 56-26 record while Kobe's Lakers beat them out at 57. What turned the Lakers season around though was them getting Paul Gasol. That helped them jump everybody and end up as a #1 seed. But Kobe gets rewarded for that? New Orleans went from 39 wins to 56, while LA went from 42 to 57. And unlike LA, New Orleans had to deal with 4 50-game winners in their division. Losing the #1 seed to Kobe and the Lakers, I think, really hurt Paul in the eyes of the voters. And giving Kobe the MVP was kind of a makeup call for the travesty of our #1 MVP snub, Kobe Bryant losing to Steve Nash. I remember clear as day SportsCenter having a segment to ask the question, how many points per game will Kobe average next year? Mind you, this was the offseason right after they lost to Detroit in the NBA Finals. So Shaq got traded, Karl Malone retired, and Gary Payton just left. And most people picked 35 or more, and they ended up being 1 year off with that prediction. What's wild is the fact that he came in 4th in MVP voting when the Lakers trotted out the likes of, outside of Lamar Odom, Chris Mims, the great Kwame Brown, Luke Walton, and Smush Parker to play with him. And they ended up winning 45 games with that roster and taking MVP Steve Nash's team to 7 games after being up 3 games to 1 solely on the back of Kobe. Who could forget Game 4? I remember coming home from Foot Locker and catching the end of that game. Nash loses the ball, Kobe ties it to force OT, then wins it in OT. I know MVP is a regular season award, but bruh, I'm amazed to this day that Kobe didn't win it that year. And it's no question Nash winning over Kobe sits atop Sports Gamers Online, top 5 NBA MVP snubs in the last 17 years. Sorry, Sports Games, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you disagree with the list, who do you think deserved to be mentioned that you think got snubbed out of an award? Leave it in the comments down below. And let us know what other topics you would like to see us discuss as well. And stay tuned here at Sports Gamers Online for more NBA content. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss anything we put out. I'm Chris, thank y'all for watching, and be good y'all.